I am so proud of each one of you. You're in school, you're having a really great beginning, learning something that's going to help you the rest of your life. I'm really proud of each one of you. I mean that. Stay in school. Learn all you can. Whatever you feel that you can do in your future, you can do it, okay? Now, I'm an old military person. I've spent most of my time learning from Uncle Sam, so that's not bad either. So I'm proud of it. And during that time, I was still able to take courses through the University of Phoenix University or something like that. We get the correspondence courses. I attended here at Solana College a few years ago after retiring. And in other words, continue to learn. Whatever there is out there that you become interested in, get into it, learn it. You'd be surprised how easy it is to do something when your mind is on it. You want to do it. So keep that in mind, okay? Now, I started this display and all at my church in Vallejo. After being in service, I was stationed at Travis some years ago, and that's the first membership at Friendship. Then once I retired, I came back here to California, and that's where I spent most of my time until moving out to Trilogy. So anyway, my main thought is I believe that all Americans need to know the history of all Americans. We got people from everywhere here in America, right? So we all need to know about each other. And I believe that these displays that I have are a good indication of so many things too many people, our own people, don't know about, let alone others. So keep that in mind. I think that when people learn about each other, they're going to have a whole lot more respect. They're going to learn to love one another, and this world could be a wonderful place. That's my belief. I started out mainly because I wanted to enhance the knowledge of the youth at Friendship Missionary Baptist Church. And so this is what I came up with. In other words, we have so many beautiful things that have been invented that we use every day, and it's been that way for years, but many, many, many people never knew about it. Any city you're in, you better have stoplights, right? I mean, simple things, stoplights, signal lights. There's some of this, all of these things I'm talking about on this board somewhere, and I've got so much of this kind of thing at home, I couldn't bring it all naturally, so I brought a small sampling. Here, this board, you might wonder why it's here now. This is the beginning of slavery. Is slave ship here? Okay, I'm just go back a little history. This map shows the different parts of the world that the slaves were distributed to. That's what that is talking about. And then I have a few shots here of life during the slavery time and then after, okay? So we've come a long way, and we have really made very good headway in becoming real citizens of this country, okay? And this is why I thought it was very neat to put this up here showing from slavery to the White House. That's quite an accomplishment. You can be what you want to be, okay? We have Dr. King here. We just celebrated his his reign just last month, and we all know about Dr. King. He done so much for everybody, not just his own people, but for everybody. So we have to remember him. Now, spending so much time in the military, I keep in mind many of the things that were invented that some way I got involved with. For example, we have a fellow named Scott Harrison. Now, when I first went into the Air Force, I was in the Aerospace Ground Equipment Shop. This is an area of work where all of the ground equipment that support aircraft, you have the starting units for aircraft. One of them is a gas turbine unit that blows air into the engine. And you remember when you were little kids, you had the little windmills, you run and it'll turn in the wind? That's all a jet engine is, a lot of windmills tied together. You get the air blowing through there, it's going to turn, right? Once it's up to enough, high enough speed, they apply the fuel in the ignition and you've got the jet engine running. Okay? Scott Harrison. He used a gas turbine engine and a small power unit to blow that forced air into the aircraft before electric motor had to get it spinning fast enough, right? This power unit blows this air into that engine and gets the speed up, and you apply the ignition and fuel, your engine started. Okay, that's a gas turbine compressor. He also invented the afterburner. Now, jet fighter aircraft need an extra boost to get off the ground, right? So the afterburner is almost like adding a second engine to help them get off the ground when you're loaded with all the heavy weapons and everything. So this one guy invented those two items, very important things. Gas turbine compressor and the afterburner for jet fighters. In addition to helping the plane get off the ground, if the pilot happened to get into a dogfight years ago before everybody, put the afterburners on their aircraft, he could get away. Kick in his afterburner and he can get out of sight from the enemy. That was the second value of the afterburner. Okay, now I don't know, these things are so interesting to me that whoever I come in contact with, I just like to talk about it, mainly with the young people, because this is how we spur our minds into inventing and developing things that we're concerned about. And the one major part of my thought is, and my hope is, that enough of our new students will get into the medical field and find means and ways of curing some of the bad diseases that we still have. We need a lot of work in that area. We can leave off some things that are, say, common in nature. We've been spending a lot of money in certain areas of science. Say all of what we all have accomplished as men and women. And I'll tell you, I just feel so good when I meet with students wherever they are, to encourage them to get a good education. Get a good education. It's not hard. Please stay in school. If you want to go ahead and get that doctorate in something once you leave this school or wherever, do it. Do it. Okay?
Well, thank you. When I invited Mr. Tate to speak, he said, I really don't speak, I just show stuff. And I said, well, just come on, you won't have to talk too much. But you can see that he's very passionate about what he does. And when you're passionate about what you do, you just come out and you do it. Okay. And so we've invited him back to actually display it in 1400 during Black History Month, so people going in and out of the cafeteria will be able to see it, because we do think that this is an extraordinary thing that you've done, And we do thank you for it. Now, as we're wrapping up, and then we'll take some questions, I just want to run this by everyone, and then we'll, if you have questions for Mr. Tate, we'll take the questions at that point in time. And so, what if there were no black people in the world? This is the story of a little boy named Michael. Anybody heard this story? He woke up one morning and asked his mother, "Mom, what if there were no black people?" Always have questions. Do we not have any critical thinkers? Yes.
Mr. Tate, have you done this presentation at the church?
Oh, yeah, every year since 1994. And this month, we have a new pastor, and they have a whole schedule for the entire month, so I don't know how I'm going to handle all this for 5 Sundays, or 4 Sundays, whatever. Yeah.
All right, you had a question?
When is, like, who invented, like, Black History Month? Like, who came up with it?
Ah, who knows? I know. CGW are his initials. CGW. Carter G. Woodson. Carter G. Woodson. All right, and
Does anyone know why it was February that was chosen as the month?
shortest month of the year. That's not the reason, no. Yeah.
Because Frederick Douglass did not have a birthday, and his mom used to always call him my little Valentine. So because of him, his friend started Black History Month.
So y'all can get rid of those rumors that it's the shortest month. That's why.
Now I'm going to tell you, don't think it's not a coincidence. Don't let that go.
But initially, it was a week.
Yeah.
And some years ago, I have that on another PowerPoint. I don't have my cheat sheet with me. But it's been about 25 years that